We're all set?
Oh, he's already recording. Yep, we're
Okay.
ready to go.
Okay, welcome everybody. We want to call this meeting to order. So the first item here is oath of office of Fire Department CSC representative.
Yep. I did not do that last time, so it does have to be done.
Pardon?
I did not swear in Mr. Harden last time.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I got it.
So if you want to stand up and then raise your right hand and then repeat after me. I solemnly swear or affirm
I solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the state of Michigan,
the state of Michigan,
and the city of Battle Creek,
and the city of Battle Creek,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Office of Civil Service Commissioner
of the Office of Civil Service Commission
for the city of Battle Creek
for the city of Battle Creek
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my ability. Yeah.
I'll leave that and we'll get that at the end.
Okay, so the next item of business here is approval of the minutes from the April 25th, 2022 meeting. So we will ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
Okay, thank you, and I would like to second that. All those opposed, please say,
Nay.
or all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
And Chris, you have to voice your.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I approve them, too.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay, next item here, petitions and communications. So, Vicki?
So those were the applications we received from John Joseph Schwartz and Christopher McCoy. Dr. Schwartz had intended to be here at this meeting. He thought that he would be back from Ann Arbor in time to attend the meeting, but we just got word probably about half an hour ago that he still is stuck in Ann Arbor, that his appointment
Okay.
is delayed. So he is not going to make it today.
Okay, thank you, and welcome, Chris. Okay, any reports, Vicki?
There were none.
Okay. Unfinished business, none?
There is none.
Okay. So the new business, first item here is deliberation and appointment of neutral member of the Civil Service Commission. So, Vicki, were you going to ask questions?
I can,
then? Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Sir, would you stand up to the microphone for us? So Commissioner Dopp provided me some questions last time, and he's asked that I ask them. So the first one is, why are you interested in serving on the Civil Service Commission?
I feel it's my obligation, first of all, as a community leader. This particular commission with the fire department, I think we need to figure out basically how to continue to have the marginalized community on the fire department and what that means. Instead of going through a revolving door every 10, 15 years. I believe that being engaged with the community would kind of solve that problem. Getting your hands dirty, I think, is a situation that a lot of us don't want to do. So I'd like to serve so that could happen.
Okay. The next question is, are you aware of the time constraints? And I should let you know, so the Civil Service is scheduled to meet every Monday, or every fourth Monday of the month at 4 p.m. up here in Commission Chambers. Now, during the pandemic, we did virtual meetings, but prior to that, we were here. Generally, our meetings do not last more than half an hour. So are you okay with the fourth Monday of every month?
The shortest meetings I would have in my lifetime, so 30 minutes. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm good with that.
All righty. And you are aware that there is no compensation to serve in this position?
Yes.
Okay. Are any of your employees firefighters or employed by the fire department? the
No.
Battle Creek Fire Department?
No.
Okay, so you don't feel any conflict of interest?
No.
Okay. Any other direct ties to the city of Battle Creek?
Direct ties in what way?
I'm not sure. How would you consider that, Chris?
I guess in any type of business dealings?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay. Do you have any final comments for us?
I really would want to serve. I think it's important at this juncture of the fire department that we figure out basically how to hire more BIPOC community. That's very important. I don't think we have figured that out yet. I've been in Battle Creek for 40-plus years, and I believe that I could help solve that problem, hopefully.
Great. Okay. Any other questions, gentlemen?
Any?
No.
No?
Okay. So it is up to you then. We were going to also interview Dr. Schwartz, but as he is not here, you have options. As long as you are both in agreement, you can nominate or appoint or approve Chris McCoy to be the neutral representative to the Civil Service Commission, or you can postpone that decision to the next meeting if you wish to also interview Dr. Schwartz. But that's up to you. There's no obligation to do so.
Okay. Is it okay, Vicki, if we have comments, if we want to make comments now based
Yes.
on what we're seeing? Okay.
Of course.
Okay, would you like to make comments, or, no? I'd like to make comments. I like the fact that Mr. McCoy talked about the obligation as a community leader. I think that's important. And I know in my tenure with the city, I saw that leadership from you. So I will say that you've been very active in the years I've been here with the city, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So Vicki, would the next step be for one of us to make a motion if we feel it? Okay. Would you like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to vote on Chris
Good.
McCoy now.
Okay. I would like to second that motion.
Okay.
So is it okay if we vote now, Vicki?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we're going to vote on appointing Mr. McCoy. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So seeing none, welcome to the commission.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Happy to be here.
Great, thank you. So then, Vicki, are you going to do the oath then?
I am, yes.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I solemnly swear or affirm
I solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the state of Michigan,
the state of Michigan,
the city of Battle Creek,
and the city of Battle Creek,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Civil Service Commissioner
of the office of Civil Service Commissioner
for the city of Battle Creek
for the city of Battle Creek
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now I'll have you come up here.
Oh, already?
Start you right away.
Well, welcome. Okay, so the next item of business is authorizing the city clerk to initiate the fire lieutenant promotional testing process, and I'm assuming we need a motion.
Yep, so I just wanted to say that in the past, so we certified candidates number 3 and number 4 on the fire captain eligibility list at the last meeting, and those gentlemen will be promoted soon. But we only had one additional person on the fire lieutenant list, and because of those 2 promotions, we will have 1 promotion and then a need for another promotion.
I see.
So that is why we're going to initiate testing for the fire lieutenant position.
I see. Okay. Okay, good. So, all right, so we will entertain a motion to authorize the lieutenant promotional testing process.
I second.
Sure.
So what we do, we promote from within. So we send out a sign-up list out to the various fire departments. It is posted for 2 weeks. Anyone qualified and interested in the promotion will sign up to take the test. And then once we have that back, then we will allow a 6-week study period before we do the testing. And then once that time is up, we'll have them come for a written test. And then after the written test, they have to score at least 70% or higher in order to move on to the assessment center. The assessment center is made up of various activities or exercises to gauge their skill and their experience and how they would handle different situations as they come up. And then we would take that, the written score and the assessment center score, combine them, and they're each worth 50%. So, and that will then determine how people will place on the eligibility list. And then after that, the Civil Service Commission will certify the eligibility list and the top candidate on that list, and then that candidate will be eligible for promotion when a position is available or vacant, which in this case, we already know that a position will be vacant soon. And then the remainder of the list, people will be certified as vacancies are known.
So it's just the test score, not
Nope, that is also included when we do the final score. So we do 50% written, 50% assessment center. That gives them the score, and then we do half a point for every year that they've worked in the fire department. So tenure is also added. Okay?
Okay, thank you. So we will entertain a motion to have our city clerk initiate the fire and lieutenant promotional. Did you have the motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So we do have a motion. Do we have support? Thank you. Okay, so we'll vote then. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Last new item of business, authorizing the city clerk to initiate the fire inspector reinstated position promotional testing process once the job description and negotiations have been completed.
And I'll let Nancy go ahead and address that.
One of the things that I would just like to point out about this is kind of preemptive motion, because the fire inspector position has been absent from the fire department for a number of years. The former fire inspector was transitioned to the fire marshal position. The position of fire inspector was never eliminated, but it was just kind of put on the shelf. What they know for sure is that they need some assistance. So whether that assistance comes in the form of a fire inspector that would go through this promotional process, or maybe an expanded fire marshal kind of position, is still to be discussed and decided, because it is part of the collective bargaining agreement between the parties, and because the city is beholden to Act 78. And so this is truly a preemptive in the event the collective decision is to continue with the fire inspector, then they'll go through that process. In the event that is not the agreement, then this would be ignored, and we would just come back with an update about what the process really is going to look like.
Okay.
Oh, Quincy. Fire inspector, fire marshal is pay. Fire marshal gets paid the same as a captain. That's all it is. When I first started, we had 5 fire inspectors. No, they, so they can pay him more.
So this position could be paid more than the marshal?
No.
No?
That position's under the fire marshal.
Okay.
Additionally, as the fire marshal, like when Quincy transitioned to that, there's a number of certifications he had to get.
Yes.
And then he has the years of experience in that position. So hypothetically, if we looked at just expanding fire marshal, the discussion may be around how do we evaluate or weight experience? How do we evaluate none versus some? Or do we do some sort of tiered approach? And all of that is actually a subject of bargaining and could be raised.
Okay.
And also Quincy's in the drop program, so he can leave any minute. And then we'll be stuck in the
Will
lurch.
be leaving, that's for sure, because
Yes,
he is.
so-
Yeah.
I got you. So we really need to get things lined up in order to...
Yes.
Okay. So, okay, does that satisfy your question? Okay. So we will entertain a motion to proceed.
I think Commissioner Harden already made the motion to proceed.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just needs support.
Okay, so I just need a support then. Okay, good. All right, so we'll vote then. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, so that passes. Any public comments or, okay. Any commissioner comments? Any, okay.
So
All right.
Nancy is going to discuss a little bit about the Open Meetings Act and some requirements so that, because you are a very small commissioner board, some of the legal requirements that follow the Open Meetings Act.
Okay.
And I will keep this very brief. I thought Jonathan was doing that, and I just didn't attend to the fact that he was going to be absent today. But one of the core principles of the Open Meetings Act is that you, as a decision-making board, or even as an advisory board, that the things that you talk about and the discussions that you have and the deliberations you have are always done in open meetings. So it doesn't matter if this room is empty, you're here at a publicly posted meeting, and this is the time and place for you to have your discussions about whatever issues are in front of the commission. And then, because you're such a small board, if just even 2 of you had a conversation about an issue outside the public meeting, that's a quorum. And so it becomes difficult for you 3 as a board to, not difficult, but becomes extra important to pay attention to the conversations you have outside the public meeting, so that the public, including internal, can develop some faith in the integrity and the confidentiality of the decisions that you're making. You all have a certain role. One is an advocate for fire, that's expected. One for the city, that's expected. One neutral. And it's important that you all keep that so that there isn't any discussion to convince you, Pastor McCoy, of one position or another outside, or for the city to try and convince you of one way, that you really are able to keep that neutral position. And that's basically what we're talking about. It's once a month. It's not that you can't have conversation with the public. You can. If you feel any pressure from either the city or from the fire department, that's a great issue to raise. It's not likely that somebody would be intentionally trying to sway you, but if you feel that way, let's just raise it so it can be put on the table so that there aren't any future concerns. And other than that, there are some reasons that you would go into closed session, but that would also be a part we would identify here at the open meeting, the reason you're going into closed session. We would state what that reason is under the Open Meetings Act. And then the information that is discussed in closed session remains confidential. And then you come back into open session for any action. You would never have a vote in closed session about anything. It can only happen at the open meeting. So that's just kind of a, a primer on Open Meetings Act, just for the purpose of going forward. Do you have any questions? Yeah. About a subject that is going to matter in front of the commission. I mean, you can talk to each other outside. Yeah.
That being said, prior to the meeting, the union president contacts me and he tells me how I'm gonna vote because I'm representing them. That's where I'm at. Regardless of how I feel, I'm gonna vote their way because I'm their representative. And you the one. Neutral. All right.
Well, sometimes you're all in agreement. If you go back through the history, sometime you're all in agreement. And so it's, even though people have their own position, it doesn't mean you don't have unanimous votes. More often than not, there is.
And ultimately, though, the voters of the city of Battle Creek did approve that the fire department would be under Act 78, which is the Civil Service Act. And that is what we do need to follow. I will email you Public Act 78 of 1935 so that you can see basically what the rules are that we are to follow. In addition to those rules, the locals can also create their own rules for other issues as long as they are not in violation of the Public Act.
And do you give them a copy of the
Yes.
local rules as well?
Yep.
Okay. All right, well, thank you,
You're welcome.
Nancy, Vicki. Okay, so no other commission comments, so with that, we will adjourn.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.